So this video that you're watching, you know what it's going to teach you? It's going to teach you about the facial expression of anger. You know, this one. You're going to learn a lot. We're actually going to see meltdowns in this video where people just get so angry and you see it in their faces. And I couldn't think of a better way to teach you the facial expression of anger. So without further ado, let's get started.
I think a good place to start is with simplicity. If you look at the photograph and the cartoon, you see an X that forms with the eyebrows and with the dimple lines around the nose. Does anger always look like this? No, it doesn't. But these are two very clear cases that I want to use to start off this video. But we will look at others. Now think of these words: fury, rage, wrath, anger, passion, irritation, annoyance, resentment. With each one of these, there's a slightly different facial expression. On the right-hand side of this video, you're going to see me drawing. And I'm going to try to do a generic version of the word anger, but one that encompasses all of these words. Notice that the first thing that I did was to make an X shape. Now, it doesn't look exactly like an X. The angles are slightly off, but that varies from person to person. Now, before we go to our first video example of anger, I want to implant something in your brain. Anger is an emotion of facial tension. Remember that.
Full on.
Watch the forehead.
Pissed off rant. I was at Sam's, and I'm getting some things from the wife and I, and I'm walking around, and I'm like, oh, that's right, they got pizza. Good, and they got good pizza, and it's big. It's like $3 for a pizza and a soda. So I'm standing in line, and it's a little...
Now this is a man who's passionate about his pizza. I can certainly relate. Did you catch the double line in his forehead going upwards, right in between the brows? Try to notice that those lines become more prominent when the brows go together. Also, try to notice the spacing in between the eyebrows and the eyes. When he gets angry, it becomes less. He's about to get angry again. Let's watch.
No, I'm sorry, sir. It's real busy. We're just trying to get everybody out right now. It's the fact that she copped a freaking attitude with me about it. Like, I was like, oh, well, why don't you have this done? I was like, do you have any other pizza? She's like, no, we're really busy. I'm sorry we didn't get any other pizza down. I don't even think she said sorry to me. I was so freaking pissed that I had just wasted 10 minutes of my life waiting for the pizza. And I would have eaten a cheese pizza, but it's like, geez, the meat lovers taste better. I would wait for it. I was so pissed at this stupid... I'll just say, for some people who know what I'm about to say, I'll just call it TNB. That I walked out, and I walked out, I was like, let me go speak to the manager, and I'm again waiting in line, and now I can't even think. So I go out to my car, I grab my receipt, the phone number's at the top of the place, as I'm in the parking lot, I'm telling him. Call the manager, talk to the supervisor, told him what happened. And she's like, yeah, I don't know why they couldn't put pizza down. I'm like, lady, I'm so pissed right now, I'll never step foot in this place again. And there's another Sam's Club not far from me, so I'll just start going there from now on. Oh!
Well, that's the end of that sad and tragic story. But what did we learn? Never separate a hungry man from his pizza. You also learned this. Hey everyone, I'm Merrill. The calm face has really little tension in the forehead and spacing in between the eyebrows and the eyes. But the mean face, the eyebrows push together and forms a line, or in some people, several lines. And it's caused by tension of the muscles.
So notice what I'm doing in my drawing. I made the spacing of the eyebrows closer together, and I also made them closer to the eyes. I'm trying to add as much tension around the eyes as possible. I made the decision to make the figure in my drawing's mouth open in this picture. But remember, that's not always the case with anger. The nose is the least variable of all of the features of the face. What happens is it gets pulled one way or another. If you're a beginner, don't even worry about the nose. Just worry about getting a regular shape for the nose. If you want to challenge yourself, I recommend that you look at reference images. Now take a look at the area underneath the nose. Notice in the top image, there's very little space between the top lip and the bottom of the nose. And notice the opposite on the bottom image. If the face was a math equation, the nose and the ears would be constants, and the eyes and the mouth would be variables. With the constant parts of the face, I recommend that you don't get overly creative. Just put them there. Save the expression for the eyes and the mouth. Before moving on to our next angry video, let's make one more point related to math. The shape of the eyes is very much like greater than, less than in math. Notice the triangular shape, which I'm going to draw in red. So earlier we pointed out the X shape on the face from the eyebrows to the dimple lines on the sides of the mouth, and we just spoke about a second ago the greater than, less than shapes, which kind of causes another X around the eyes. This next video is going to give you a perfect example of both of those shapes together. Let's check it out.
Hi world, this is Chatty Dad 1 coming at you today. I'm a bit ticked off today because of what's happening with our country. We're being sold out big time.
And freeze it. Now let me show you what I mean full screen. You have the X shape on the cheeks and the eyebrows that we've been talking about since the beginning of this video. But what I'm trying to say to you is there's an additional shape. When the eyes are angry, there is this greater than, less than shape that happens, and it's very squared. Now let's see if we can notice
Obama
it.
says he's not going to sign this CISPA bill. That's a friggin' lie. He's going to sign it just like he signed the NDDA bill, and he said the same.
So before we review what we just learned, take a second to try to notice the X shape and the V shape. It's a little bit more difficult in this lighting, but that's your challenge in this. Take a second, see if you could notice both.
And to defend yourselves, because it's coming to an end real soon, and it's coming to a town near you really fast. The big cities are going to get hit first. They're talking about evacuating.
So you're about to see me in rare form, okay? Now let's review everything that we just said. Now we have constant factors of the face, and that's the nose and that's the ears. I got a big nose, but you know what? I can't really move it too much. So it kind of stays in position. Occasionally it will like flare, like, you know, but you know what? It's pretty there. You know, it's big and it's there. It's like an iceberg. Two, my ears. Oh, look, I can move my ears a little bit, but that's another one of those constants. Think of them like anchors. You know, they're just there. Now, my mouth, it's moving, and my eyes, you know, there's a lot of changes that happen with that. So those are the really expressive parts of the face. Those are the variables of the face. And there's a whole bunch of different angry looks that I can give you. Right? Right? Yeah, so, you know, the mouth, it could be yelling like, ah! You know, it could, something like that, which is what I'm choosing to draw. I hope you give me the like button for that. You better hit the like button for that because I'm in like super rare form right now. But the eyes, you know, the eyes kind of go together and they pinch right in here. And, you know, when you're older, you get that double line. You know, it also can be like a single line with some people. But there's tension in the forehead. You have the V shape, the greater than, less than signs over here in the eyes. And the eyebrows, they get closer. That's kind of universal because, like, the difference between anger and surprise is like the eyebrows go up. Oh, I'm surprised now. So you just saw me in rare form right there, but that was our review. I think that was kind of everything that we've gone over so far. But I got more to teach you.
Alright, so for the rest of the video, we're going to kick it into time-lapse, and I'm just going to talk specifically on the drawing part. And we've gone over, what to look for in the face with the X and the V. We've gone over the variables and the constants. Now it's time to put it together into a drawing. So let's start out by looking at the chin. And I'm going to point that out because the mouth is wide open, and you have to think. The skin on the bottom of the chin is going to be really taut. It's going to be really tight. And, I want to admit to you that I'm still considering myself a student of facial anatomy. I certainly know where the bones are, but in terms of, I know where the muscles are as well, but in terms of the push and pull effect of the muscles, I'm still learning that. That takes years to truly master, and just in terms of like which way things go, I know the basics of that, and what I recommend to you, because I think that there's a lot of people that are in my place with that, is to use a good reference photo. But of course, the long term, you want to learn that stuff, cold, and the best artists know their anatomy and how the muscles work, absolutely perfectly. I want to point something out specifically about the proportions of my drawing. Usually you can divide the face into thirds and, go from hairline to eyebrow region to the bottom of the nose, and the bottom of the nose to the chin. But obviously the mouth is wide open here. And I also, on purpose, shortened the nose a little bit, and, I really didn't add the lines in between the eyes like you saw on that reference photo that I showed you before of the guy like with a really angry look, not the Asian guy, the other guy. But instead, what I did to put a little emphasis on the nose but not overdo it was to shorten it. I added a shadow underneath the mouth line. I felt that was important because if you feel, the area underneath your teeth, you'll feel that is protruding from your face. So just by creating a shadow there and a highlight right under that on the chin, that's something that can also help you with that rounding effect, which is so important. The challenge always becomes, okay, how do I really, mimic the textures of the face? And you really have to think for that, because you have to think like, all right, when the jaw is down, like I said, obviously the skin is going to stretch. That's going to do something. If he has facial hair, it's going to do something to that. It's going to make it go a certain way. There's certain simplicities and complexities to the face, and really there's no substitute for observation for that. On this one, like I said, I'm drawing from a reference photo, and I'm not going, religiously from it. I'm getting ideas from it, but I'm not getting, I'm not depending upon it for everything. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. So you kind of have to add your creative spin to it, or you can add a second reference photo, but that takes a while to find, or you can pose yourself. There's nothing wrong with going in the mirror and, trying to, mimic the expression that you're trying to draw. Yes, it's true that a lot of the made-up portraits that you do will start to look like yourself, but if you don't mind that, or if you could find a creative way around that, then it's not so bad. I think that this one is easy enough for people to, at the very least, get ideas off of, because you're looking for that X and you're looking for the greater than, less than shapes. Those are the big things, and then the rest of it is up to you and your, creative thoughts, on that. So this video was quite a departure for me, in terms of my usual format. So I'm going to ask you if you could leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want more videos like this. And really, I'm driven. I make videos based on the feedback that I get. So, yeah. definitely asking you for it. Hit the like button if you like it. Yeah, let me know if you want more of this series on, facial expression. Let me know what you want in the, in the comment section. That would be very helpful. Anyway, thanks for watching.